Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Vechain, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I think the next move is likely to be for the VET token. As I get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out, linked in the description below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out? Let's waste no more time. Let's jump right down into this thing and talk a little bit around what's going on here with the price action of VET. So as you can kind of see, we just got smart money concepts here, but I have drawn a little bit of Elliott wave on here as well. And this is it's not the macro view like a weekly or a zoomed out view. It is giving us the most current structure on our daily time frame. Now I do want to note that the yellow box target range between 1.403 and 0.1 actually let's say that again, 1.4 cent to 1.589 cent. That's probably the easiest way of saying that. So 1.403 and 1.589 essentially is the target range, but we've already met the minimum expectation because we went down lower than the A wave, all right? So we've already met that minimum expectation down here, just around that kind of idea of double bottom. So we know that the C wave could technically reverse on us at any moment and just go straight up higher. However, I think that's less and less likely to occur. Now, I would expect potential move upwards to kind of allow us to have an ABC structure within here. So an ABC structure like this, that's okay. We'll probably be looking more towards the 50 EMA, maybe the resistance levels that are up here around that 2.174, for example. So we could see a small push upwards to come down again later, something to that effect. Alternatively, we can just carry on moving down. There's a couple of things that are really interesting to me. This particular candle right here has a imbalance within the order books that was created. So a large order selling on the market basically creates this imbalance between the buyers and the sellers, and it creates what is called a fair value gap right here. Price at some point will want to come back and revisit this range. For now, on this daily chart, it's not necessarily going to happen right away, but it will happen at some point in the future, and we'll grab hold of that gap. Now, as you can kind of see on Smart Money Concepts, we do have that bearish break of structure right there. Okay, this was confirmed to have occurred on the 8th of May. If I zoom out a little bit further, you have another one over here. This one was confirmed on the 9th of November. And if I zoom out again a little bit further, you can see another one up here. This was May 2022. And we had the change of character right up here that was confirmed in December 2021. Okay, so as in we had the highs, we moved down, we got a change from bullish to bearish, we got confirmation that we're bearish with the break of structure, another confirmation that we're bearish with the break of structure, and we've got another one now. Okay, so we know that our structure overall is bearish at the moment, which means the bottom may not be in for Vechain, okay, which means a potential lower low, and which is why our little target range down here at 1.403 to 1.589 is lower than the existing low in December 2022. So we can see that there is this idea in this structure that we are looking for a move to the downside. Now that wick candle, up here, is also of interest to me because not only did it have the fair value gap, but also the structure right here is very interesting. Is this a 5-wave move to the downside, and is it a zigzag pattern that we're looking for? And if that is the case, then we might start seeing ourselves with an interesting kind of structure starting to emerge, maybe taking us down a little bit deeper. So let's go ahead and drop down just a couple of levels here. I'm going to take it to the 4-hourly chart. I just want to see what was going on right up here. We can see the fair value gap again, right inside this little area. It doesn't really show us here too much. Let's go to the hourly and review what's going on with our hourly charts. And yeah, right up here. So it looks like, yes, it's a 5-wave move to the upside, to the downside. So that looks like a 5-wave structure. So if I bring this back to our daily now, okay, and just bring this back in line, so back to where we were. Zoomed out way too far. Let's come back over here. There we go. Okay, so if that's a 5-wave movement to the downside, then we can consider that maybe we're going to be in some kind of zigzag structure or impulsive structure. Okay, so the 5-wave structure is actually over here. It ends here. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to move that to there. I'm going to move it down to here, and we have hit the 1.618 down here. So it looks like it's an impulsive structure. Let me show you what that looks like. So we have a wave 1, a wave 2 just here, barely really moved much. And then all of this appears to be our wave 3. And it doesn't look like it's done yet. I still think there's a little bit moved there, then up, then down again, like so. Now, the problem that you have with this is we also want to consider what that might mean. Is it in a zigzag pattern overall? Probably is. It doesn't look like we're going to get anything more sinister than that. And it does mean that we're probably just going to tap on the higher range around here. Maybe a double bottom is what we're looking for within this structure. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how that plays out. There is, of course, one bullish idea, and that is that maybe we have this as a slightly bigger correction, and it does that. And then we break on down again, and so forth. There's a few different options there. But for now, this is an interesting kind of structure that is going on. Looking at our little area here, we can see that we have a wave 1, wave 2. I would say that this looks like a wave 3 here. This is a wave 4. We come down into that final 5th wave movement. That'll finish off a 3rd wave. We'll then expect another 4th wave and then that final 5th wave movement. So a little bit of volatility to be expected when it comes to the price action of Vechain there on this daily time frame. So you can kind of see how that's kind of playing out and how we're kind of looking to move slightly deeper here into kind of what I dubbed the buy zone for VET. Now, if I zoom out of our kind of Elliott wave theory chart, you can see the kind of complexities of maybe a WXYXZ structure, which would actually take us down more towards 0.00405 and 0.01147. We'll see if that plays out or not. It's a possibility that it happens, but there's no guarantees that that's the case. Looking at it, there's a couple of different ways that this could play out. So for now, we'll keep a closer eye on those smaller structures. Now, if we do come down to 1.1 cent, then have a significant run to the upside, then we could see the structure and the market structure overall actually being quite promising. We could see a potential move up towards that $2.06 range, and it does actually expand slightly higher than that potentially on a 1 to 1.236 level. This is technically possible, but I don't think likely to happen. We'd basically put Vechain between $2.06 and $7.01. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love a $7 VET token. I just do not think that the supply-demand metrics as they sit at the moment are going to allow for such a significant surge in price. But I would love to be wrong on that. Okay, so technically it's possible that that happens, but I do not think that it's likely to happen. Okay, but it's an interesting kind of thing to be looking at and to kind of be thinking about. Now, the lower that the price action goes, then the lower those targets become. So if we do go down less than a cent, then you can start to see you're talking 73 cent as the high, up towards maybe this area of 248, right? So we have to kind of consider that there's a couple of different options there. Now, if we do not go down into a new lower low and we take the existing low, that would push the price projections slightly higher, and we'll be talking about maybe pushing up to $8 to $9 on that slightly higher range, right? Which are equally as bonkers. So for now, we'll see how the structures kind of play out, but it gives you an idea that there's some interesting targets here. Ultimately, I'm thinking 30 cents a nice number. It's right on the double top kind of scenario at 28 cents. Then, of course, pricing up a little bit higher, we have the 68 to 77 cent range. And then, of course, bordering onto that $1 level. There'll be a lot of selling pressure the higher this thing goes. So it's very unlikely that it's going to really have enough momentum to push on through that. Not unless, of course, the tokenomics of the project change dramatically and maybe DeFi explodes in such a way that we see huge total value locked on chain. There's a lot of different things that could happen that could fundamentally shift the tokenomics around a little bit and therefore adapt and have an impact on, I should say, the supply and demand metrics that will drive the price action. So interesting thoughts, and things that go through my head here when it comes to Vechain. Ultimately, wait for the structures to confirm where things are going and let that lead us, but we can speculate as a little bit of a price appreciation over the years as to where things could potentially be going next. Ultimately, for now, just experience a little bit of volatility, a little bit of a move to the downside overall, but ultimately, I think long term, Vechain is going to be a very, very successful project, and I do think it's going to perform incredibly well. Whether it hits $1, whether it hits $2, maybe even $7, $8, $9, I don't know. But one thing I do know is it has a bright future, in my humble opinion. What is your opinion? Let me know what you think of Vechain down in the description below, or the comments down below. And I'm going to leave the video there. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If informative, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe. And don't forget to join us down in Discord. Until the next one, though, guys, have a fantastic day. We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.